Greetings from Dallas, Texas, everyone. It's Sales Coach Chuck Bauer here, and it's time for our Chuck's Coaching Corner of the Week. And this week, I'm really proud and happy to have one of my sales students with me, Jim Cauduro, who's one of the most successful mortgage lenders here in the Dallas area, and he's one of my students. He's in his 4th month of the program, and he's actually going to be here today to help us drive home our training. And our training is about this very, very important question, and the question that you should be asking your clients is there anything else that I can do for you? You know, many times as I travel across the country and I work with salespeople here in Dallas on a daily basis and work with salespeople all across the country, I am often asked the question, hey Chuck, how do we conclude that live appointment? How do we conclude that phone call? And in many cases, most salespeople, they say, well, thank you, and they set the next appointment or the next step, but they're missing a great opportunity of further communication with that client. And so basically today's lesson is all about concluding your communication, be it live appointment or be it by a phone call, is you ask that question at the very end, is there anything else I can do for you? Now, just last week, Jim came here to my office for his 1-hour coaching session, and I torpedoed him because instead of working on skills or this or that, I said, Jim, we're going to do nothing but phone calls today. So he made a couple phone calls. He ended every phone call with thank you very much, I'll get back to you, or whatever the situation might be. And then I did one little change, one little extra thing that we added into his repertoire, and that is at the conclusion of that phone call, when you're ready to hang up the phone, you ask the client, is there anything else I can do for you? And with that, Jim, what I'd like you to do is to tell the audience what happened on the next 5 or 6 phone calls.
When I concluded the phone call in the past, I would always say, thank you, have a great day. Then I started saying, is there anything else that I can be doing for you at this time? And it opened up a lot longer and more in-depth conversation. And then when I conclude the conversation with thank you, have a great day, you are just going to learn so much more about what people are really wanting. Plus, if you have missed anything in the sales process, they will mention it to you at that time. One individual that I was talking to asked me to contact his builder for an issue that he was having. I contacted the gentleman's builder, asked the builder the same question. He said, you know, as a matter of fact, there is. I have a new development opening up. Can you come to Dallas and visit with me on it? I would have never had known he had that going on unless I would have asked that question. So
that happened twice, from the client, and then he was referred to the builder through that question.
Correct.
Look what happened. Now, what have you done in your office about this as far as implementing what else can I do for you?
Over my desk is a big sign, is there anything else that I can be doing for you at this time? So I conclude every phone call with that. I will probably take it down now because it's such a good habit to have. Plus, it's a more pleasurable conversation that I've found that you're having with people. People would just get more intimate with you as far as, well, no, not at this time. One lady had asked me, where do I take my husband's shirts?
So you get personal questions,
right,
and professional questions
exactly.
as well. Yeah, that's awesome. So let me give you some exact statistics from just last week with these phone calls. And these are Jim's actual calls that I was sitting here with my watch and timing. But the first call that he used this with was with a gentleman by the name of John. That went 2 minutes. Mark went 3 minutes. Brett went 3 minutes and 30 seconds longer. Sabrina, 1 more minute. Rachel, 1 more minute. Now, I'm listening to the calls on a speakerphone. So this was awesome because he was able to extend that communication. Now, let me give you some set hints that will help you in implementing the question, is there anything else I can do for you? Number 1, it's one of the most powerful and best questions that you can ask your clients. Number 2, always used best at the conclusion of a communication, be it live or be it on the phone. The next one is it's a sales distinction. Why? Because none of your competitors are asking the question, so it makes you distinctive. And remember, you know, like I think, Jim, when you have those regular phone conversations with your client, you know, you're building rapport. I mean, let's face it, you're kissing up and you're sucking up. But when you ask that question, is there anything else I can do for you? You jump into that intimacy zone.
It makes you feel that you really, it tells them you really do care about what you're trying to do for them.
about them. You slow down. Jim always talks about how busy he is, how many phone calls and emails. It gives you an opportunity to slow down. Another suggestion for you is when you ask the question, ask it with love and sincerity in your heart so that they really sense that you care about them. The next one is don't interrupt. And I see this all the time. Just in fact, 2 days ago with a sales student, he asked a question of a client. The client is in the third word, and the salesperson is already interrupting that person. So don't interrupt when you ask the question. And last but not least, always be prepared to take notes. If you have your Microsoft Office Outlook, picture up where you can take notes when you're talking to them or have a piece of paper, but be ready. And be ready for some of these communications maybe to go an additional 10 or 15 minutes. So as we bring today's program to a close, I just want to share with you this. Jim was referred to my coaching program. He's been in the program for 4 months. Jim, what is your annualized income increased in 4 months of your coaching?
The last 2, it's doubled. My business, when I came to check 4 months ago, it needed retooled and revamped. And I had come off a series of some personal issues as far as operations are concerned. I need to get rolling again. The business was there. It just needed to be jump-started. So, and that it's done.
Yeah.
The only thing I got was, what else can I be doing for you at this time? That is probably one of the most powerful ending statements that you could ever give one of your customers.
Yeah, so there you go. So in 4 months, he's doubled his income from last year. And you know what? Jim was highly successful without me. But he came in with the program. He had belief. He put some tenacity in behind his backbone. And most importantly, he implemented. And that's what Jim and I are going to ask you guys to do today, is to implement into your communications with your clients, is there anything else that I can do for you? So with that, God bless. Good selling. We hope to see you down the road. And Jim, thanks for your help today. I really appreciate it. All right, you guys. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.